Coach Massi here from Massi Machado Strength and Conditioning, M2 Speed Strength and Performance, with another episode of Move Your Feet. And we're just going to continue the progression, or the pop-up progression. So now your client can pop up. Sweet. Go back there a little bit. Coach Matt, face the mirror, show them what that looks like again. Your client can actually pop up. Pop. Good. So now what? What are you going to do? You've gone through the get up, get down, the goalies, the rock back. You've added a little resistance to the rock back. You've brought them to the rock back onto box jump, as in the previous episode. Now what? Well, very simple. We're just going to start to load the pop-up itself. Now, it doesn't have to be insane loading. It's simple stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to have Maddie demonstrate a couple of resistance loads. Then we'll have a little bit of a pop-up onto a box jump. And then we'll introduce some more footwork, because what actually happens with this movement is we're trying to get your feet under you as quickly as possible. Limit ground contact time into that second movement, whatever that is. If it's a box jump, if it's a takeoff, if it's a lateral shuffle. And you'll see what I mean. But first, let's start simple. So Coach Matt's going to actually grab the medicine ball here. Face that way. And he's just going to hug that medicine ball, and he's going to show us a good pop-up. Bang! Not bad. Medicine ball loaded. Practically everybody out there has a medicine ball. Wonderful. Put that guy down. Now we're going to go with the ultimate sandbag. Not rocket science. Just showing you a couple of different variations and options to load this pop-up. Now, before he pops up, let's remember, take a look at his kinetic sequencing. Let's see what happens first. Does he lean back, throw his hips, his feet come through simultaneously? Take a look at the exact kinetic sequence and let us know what you think. Go back down. Boom, pop up. Good, do one more of those. Here, throw those hips high and hard. Boom. So you're going to try to get those hips as high and as hard as you possibly can, because you want them up through the wall, having a little bit of an upward diagonal line, sort of similar to an explosive movement with the kettlebell swing. So lastly, let's show them what the Tsunami Bar SG Standard Grip 20 looks like with just 10 pounds per side. No joke. So he's going to backload this one. He's going to sit down, and he's going to throw his hips high. And I commend him, because he just got the bar going. That's not easy. Let's do that again. He's moving the bar a little bit, and boom! He's actually fighting out of that angle of deflection and the amplitude of that oscillation. Not very easy, but really pay attention to that kinetic sequencing. Now, Maddie, let's get rid of the bar, and we'll come back to that in a second. And we're going to take a look at another option coming out of the pop-up. It's a pop-up to box jump. And Matt, just show them what that looks like. His hips come back, he concentrates, and boom, pop, jump. Sweet and smooth. However, did you plan to do a pop-up to the box jump with the Tsunami Bar on your back? Give that a shot. Now, I also have a stopwatch in my hand, as you'll notice, because I start looking at the elements of ground contact time. How long is he in contact with the ground before he takes off? Over time, as he gets better at these movements, I'm going to want to see less and less ground contact time coming out of this pop-up to the very next movement. Go ahead, Matt, give it a shot. I'm going to come spot this box so we don't have it spit away from you. Nice. Almost ate the bar. Okay, put the bar up over there, because we're going to have you sliding in the middle of the post in a second. So, once again, your client's hyped. They can now pop up. So what are some progressions, what are some movements we can start to string together with the pop-up? Everybody knows this. It's simple. You know pop-up to sprint out, or pop-up to jog out. But all I want you to do is, let's see how clean Maddie's feet look. So Matt, get back a little bit so you have some room to kind of take off towards the camera. Make sure we take off with a good sprint angle. We have good elbow and knee drive, and we're working towards the camera. So he's just going to pop up, and I'm going to ask him to come back and do that again and actually finish the bilateral portion of the pop-up. He's a little ahead of himself here because he knows he's trying to get up. He saw the stopwatch. He knows how I am. And he said, okay, Dad's got the stopwatch on me for ground contact time. I want you to come up into that bilateral base, bilateral landing, and then take off, okay? On you. Perfect. Now we're going to just start working on things like making sure the client's not stepping back. And you could actually go back a bunch of episodes and start looking at some of the violent feet episodes where we talk about basically starting from that static parallel base, because Maddie really is winding up in a parallel base. And 9 out of 10 times, when people are in a parallel base, what they're going to do is they're going to step back, when in reality they should just have a little jab movement or a little movement that doesn't take them too far off that middle line. Now, Matt, we have a little bit extra space right here. So we're in frame. What we're going to do is, I'm going to be the coach, he's going to be the student. He's going to pop up right here. He's got a little T space to work with over here. And I'm going to tell him left or right. So he's going to pop up in the middle, and you can use all of this. You can go between the poles. So come on over here on this hash mark. And all we're going to do is, I would normally stand in front of him and give visual cues. I'm not huge on verbal cues. I like visual better. But when he pops up, if I say left, he's going to get down. He's going to shuffle left. If I say right, he's going to shuffle right. Set, go. Right. Perfect. Back down. Set, go. Left. And rest. Good stuff. So once again, we're going to get back. We're going to make sure that when he's shuffling, he's pushing his foot out of the way. He's not bringing his feet together. We don't have open toe. We don't have open hip. And we're just going to continue to employ putting these pop-ups, this pop-up progression, into a bunch of different things. So you can head on back there, Matt. So listen, we're going through this rather quickly, especially in this episode. We don't want to beat this thing. You guys are smart. The emails have been great. Please, collaborative emails, some ideas. We even had done in the past, it's an actual pop-up into a kettlebell swing. If somebody wants to try to pull that off, let us know how that goes. 9 out of 10 times, it works out pretty well. But that 11th time, or 10th time, I should say, it may not. So go back through this. If you can kind of get through this series and understand where we started from the pop-up progression number 1, up and through one of the last episodes where we started going into how to get people into that rock back because they were having problems, up until today, you'll have a better perspective on what we've been doing through this entire course and progression. We're going to do one more episode, which will be a really short one, talking about how to come out of this into jumps. It'll be jump mechanics, and that'll be in the next episode. But until then, I'm Coach Massi from M2 Speed, Strength, and Performance, Massi Machado Strength and Conditioning. Greatness is forged, not fabricated, and that is your day.